disrespect. Who's the best MC? Cole, Kendrick, and me.
It's week 14 of the NFL, and we've got Pat Surtain. He's been one of the NFL's best ball hawks this season with 9 interceptions. It's the Chargers and the Broncos, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
It was once just an idea until breaking ground in November of 2016, and now here it is in all its glory. Spectacular SoFi Stadium here in metropolitan Los Angeles. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. From his end zone, here's Tremon Smith. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Well, the Broncos offense gets set to go to work, and at the helm in his second season wearing orange and blue, Russell Wilson.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The numbers on the ground for Williams a week ago. 23 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown.
And that's 10 touchdowns on the season for him on the ground. And remember our meeting with the coaching staff, they did share with us that one of their goals for the year was for him to get in the end zone at least 10 times. And that ramps up into their bigger goal to try and get 20 overall as a team.
Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
And part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now, on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. And this one is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler. He has career touchdown number 78, tying it with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Chargers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that makes the score 7-0. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Oh, he's got a little daylight down the left sideline. He's on his way. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Tyler Beatty, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
Extra point by Moore, up and good. And we are tied at 7th. Well, I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. And Davis content just to bring this out to the 25-yard line. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
But you look at this Bronco defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary. So
the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard. Here's Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Herbert's throw there complete to Allen. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. This defense for the Broncos, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles.
Touchdown! Keenan Allen, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have taken the lead. That's one of those long drives where not only do you score, but you really tire out the defense, too.
That's a great point, because now they've been on the field for a long time. Them going to the bench, trying to make adjustments, trying to figure things out. But they'll do so fatigued.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Out of the end zone comes Smith. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Denver's offense now set to go. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
In motion right goes Sutton. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 87 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Boy, some big runs here, Charles, already in this first quarter.
Yeah, if the lanes are there, go ahead and exploit them. But what I like the most, how decisive he is, putting his foot in the ground and going.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. The Broncos had 3 and 9 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On second down, they'll run it here. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. He's got Burton here. Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll bring up fourth down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on fourth down. In motion goes Patrick. Fourth down. Here's Wilson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds. It looks like right at the 40. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter? I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
That throw into the arms of Allen. Touchdown, Allen! Keenan Allen with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And it's now 21-7. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. So first and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 23. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And a short pickup to about the 25. When you talk about the defense for these Chargers, against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
You know, when actors get ready for a scene, they often ask the question, what's my motivation? But what's the motivation of this group? What's their mindset? What's the problem that they have? Will they create an identity that allows them to get better?
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well when you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7 our score. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 3rd and 2. Play action. It's Wilson rolling to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Sebastian Joseph Day in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
When you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
Wide receiver Keenan Allen bringing out the rest of this offense. We're in the second quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain him?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him maybe even have a third person in the area, and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while, because I don't know that their talents are his, because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good.
Eckler going to get it again on second down.
And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
2 minutes gone by, second quarter. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. He stiff arms it. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 47 yards rushing for a down. He's carried the ball just 5 times. Obviously an important run to avoid the 3 and out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation. Pick up the first down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be second down. Now it's Herbert.
That's into the hands of Eckler.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And they're using him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
On first down, it's Herbert. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
From the 24 now, here's second down and 2. Herbert will give this one to Eckler.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Going to throw on third down with Herbert. Quick slant complete to Keenan Allen. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Well, following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. More from L.A. in a moment. Now second and 3.
Back to throw here, Herbert. He finds his receiver, Williams, for a Charger touchdown.
Mike Williams,
a 16-yard touchdown.
And the Chargers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it first and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. They go play action with Wilson.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. The rushing numbers for Wilson maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they'd pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw is Wilson. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Duron Harmon. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Turnovers, obviously, Charles, always costly. But, man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Herbert working the middle here. That's complete to Everett, the tight end. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Herbert on first down now. Open man downfield. It's Palmer. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Josh Palmer, 63 yards. And the Chargers continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Broncos going to get one more possession in this first half. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
Play action. Now Wilson. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And that's caught inside the 35. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And with a clock reading zeros, he is into the end zone. What an exclamation mark to the end of this second quarter.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, my education continues in this game, I've got to tell you, because there's not an analyst in the world that would have said pass up the field goal here, go for it, and expect for it to be successful, and it was. I mean, they're playing this one just like a video game.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. And Davis content just to bring this out to the 25-yard line. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture of the AFC. And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
That's completed right side to Palmer. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it second down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 45-yard line.
Ram.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Let's go.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Tackle made there by Frank Clark.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Herbert now. A little short pass. This is Everett. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 25-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first. On 1st and 10, Herbert. This is swung out to Eckler. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw taken in by Palmer. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. Herbert. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Gerald Everett, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll increase their lead to 28. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still third down.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. Wilson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They'll get 34 yards there. Now, look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
I felt that one all the way up here. How about that big man laying out and making that catch?
Yeah, that wasn't a 180-pound wideout. That was a tight end. Throwing again here, Wilson. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Tim Patrick, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Broncos get a bit closer. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. And Davis content just to bring this out to the 25-yard line. And the L.A. offense ready for this next possession. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big...
Touchdown, L.A. Mike Williams with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Out of the end zone comes Smith. And able to get this out to the 25. Denver's offense now set to go. But we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Wilson.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Good job right there. Good job right there. Not pass. Not pass.
On third down, Wilson. And that will be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. Fourth down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Hey, 0-0-0.
Fourth down, here's Wilson. That's to his running back, complete. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
What an excellent end result for them. But let's go back to the decision, first of all, to go for it all on fourth down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback's shoulders, but they knew he could handle it. Makes the right read there.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Wilson now off the bootleg, sliding out of the pocket. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player on the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 66 yards rushing for him now to this point. Options galore here. Second and a few inches.
Go, hey, go, go, go.
Once more, here's Eckler. Able to avoid him at the 40. And that's going to be good for a Chargers first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Now Herbert off the bootleg. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 44-yard line. Williams, the man in motion left. Now they'll fake the jet sweep and give it instead to Eckler. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Herbert. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 9, he got 8. And that's going to leave them with a 4th and 1 on their side of the field. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I like the old rule.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, they mentioned this week, Charles, they had a couple kinks on offense that they wanted to fix. I would say they're pretty well fixed.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, just about everything they've run has been successful in this one. And if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm done with this, right? I have no answers for anything. In fact, I'd probably send a note to the clock operator. Let it run.
Oh, good return up past the 30. Tremont Smith. And he will score. Touchdown, Broncos. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Well, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 6.
Go.
It's Eckler again.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Running on first down, Eckler.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On second down, Eckler. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Let's go. Hey.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal.
This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Broncos about set to go on offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made,
and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A big third down pickup of 20 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wilson. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
To throw again is Wilson. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Ready.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for Los Angeles, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long from Southern California.